Hello and welcome to Lutherans Alive. My name is Gregory Held, and this is the program that brings you the story of Lutheran Christians and their ministries in southwestern Pennsylvania. With us today is Karen Mowry. Karen's a member of Trinity Lutheran Church in Latrobe. Karen, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
For giving us the opportunity to talk today about natural church development. Over the years, there have been a lot of approaches to helping congregations to thrive and to grow. And natural church development is a relatively recent emphasis, I guess. And we're very happy that you're willing to share your personal introduction to that.
Thank you.
Maybe we could start just by giving you a couple of minutes to describe for us Trinity Lutheran Church and its setting in Latrobe. If someone had never been to Latrobe or to Trinity, how would you describe it for them?
Trinity Lutheran Church in Latrobe is going to be celebrating our 145th anniversary this year.
Okay.
It started out as a German background church in Latrobe back then, and which kind of ties closely with natural church development because Christian Schwartz is a German-based writer for this. So,
okay.
But Latrobe is it's actually the city of Latrobe now. And it's a relatively older community, but with areas surrounding it that are younger and growing. Trinity Lutheran Church is in downtown Latrobe, and it's one of the largest Lutheran churches in the Synod.
Yes. I guess in southwestern Pennsylvania, when you hear Latrobe, people kind of naturally think of St. Vincent's and Steelers summer football camp and,
right.
and those sorts of
and
things.
Arnie Palmer.
Right. So there are a lot of actually
right.
associations that we could make with the area.
Right.
But as you said, Trinity over the years has been one of the larger congregations in our Synod. How long have you actually been associated with Trinity?
I was baptized there when I was born, so
okay.
I've been there my whole life. Right.
So you've got a lot of time and energy invested in the
church. Right, I do. Yeah, in various stages, raising my family and through the church, and my parents raised me there, so we've been through a lot there, a lot of different changes, a lot of growing over the years.
And people who have invested themselves in a congregation want to see the congregation succeed
right.
and thrive, and this is an opportunity for you to be involved in that.
Right.
How was it that you first came to hear about the natural church development?
Actually, one of our long-term members was council president at the time, Charlotte Spiker, and she received an email passed from the Synod about the Methodist Church that was going to be having a training seminar. And she was at the time church council president, and she was promoting us having a long-range planning committee again, which we had before, but had kind of fallen aside. So she wanted to know if anybody was interested in going to this training. So Lucinda Nicely and I went, and Sharon Swab, who's associated with natural church development, taught the training. She's very excellent training session we had. And we brought it back to our long-range planning committee, and we had a little bit of a struggle getting going with it because we had a hard time getting the coach and getting things organized to go. But we decided we wanted to stick with it, and we've kind of, it's grown from there.
How would you describe the general concept of natural church development? Natural, it sounds like something that would be a kind of a logical or a rather simple process or progress to undertake.
Christian Schwartz actually does relate it to growing, how we have the seeds to grow and to grow from there what's planted, what God has already given us to grow with and use what we have to grow. So he does relate that to the natural. That's probably the natural, how he got the natural part of it, to use what resources you have to God's glory.
And of course, in this program, you discovered that there are more than just one or two areas that you could possibly focus on.
Yes.
That natural growth, being a natural process, can be focused on any number of different areas in a congregation, right?
You need to have 8 healthy characteristics to have a growing church. And those characteristics are empowering leadership, gift-based ministry, passionate spirituality, effective structures, inspiring worship service, holistic small groups, need-oriented evangelism, and loving relationships. And the main focus on those is the adjective at the beginning of them, the empowering leadership, the gift-based ministry. So the main focus is the adjective in those, that you need to have a healthy church in order to have a growing church.
And when you went to the opening workshop that you were involved in, was it obvious to you that those things were or weren't a part of the life of Trinity?
No, you need to, they have the first step that you do in this process is to have, do a survey that Christian Swartz and has spent years developing, and it encompasses thousands of churches over the whole country, small, large, all denominations, everything. And this survey is grounded through all that. And you have 30 people in your church take the survey, and they bring you back the results. And you focus on one aspect, one healthy characteristics a year to work on. And I think that's what's really helped us. In prior committees we've had, we've tried to do too many things at one time. And if you focus on the one characteristic in a year, it helps. Our lowest characteristics happen to be tied at passionate spirituality and inspiring worship life. And we've decided to focus on inspiring worship.
So the goal is to focus on something that might be a manageable piece for your congregation, and to encourage them to focus on that particular thing.
And the way you do that then is by getting other people involved. We did a SWOT analysis, which determines your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You invite the congregation to be a part of this, and kind of just have a big brainstorming session about what the congregation thinks, and you put that all together, and you take it back to your committee, and you narrow that down to, we've narrowed it down to 3 key issues that we're focusing on, and we're now in the process of getting all our church council has really gotten on board with this. Our council president, Gary Shepard, has made it a main focus of our church for this year, for the council. And so that's really, we're in the process now of involving the committees and having them set goals, setting time frames to do what their committees can help with these 3 key issues that we've determined.
Very good. Sounds like you've already gone quite a ways down the road in making things happen, but I'd like to back up for just a minute to that first step that you mentioned about getting 30 people involved to take a survey. Were there people just chomping at the bit, ready to get out there and do that kind of thing, or did it
Not
take
really.
a little persuasion?
No, it was surprising. We had a hard time. We tried calling people. The criteria is to be active in a church in some way. On committees or in a choir, in a church women's group, or that you need to be a little bit active in a church to be on this selected.
Well, it sounds like that would make sense, that you want people who are actively involved, that will have a first-hand experience with the church that can speak to it.
But the questions they ask on a survey, you're not sure what they're looking for or anything even. So it's very open-ended. You don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah, very good. We're going to have to take a short break. When we come back, maybe we can talk about just a couple of those questions and get an idea kind of what people were asked to respond to.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Thanks.